Technology. You avoid
Wow.
legal snags by telling people that they're being recorded.
You're being recorded, Cassandra.
You
Perfect.
know, everyone
Thank you
knows,
for the heads up.
recording. So let's see. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Welcome.
We're
Welcome
here
to
for
BiH.
week number 5. Week number 5.
Wow.
Past a month. We're impressive.
What don't you call it? We have a wonderful, wonderful guest, former friend.
What are you
I
pointing
don't know,
at?
like gesturing to the side as if we're all like,
I don't know where it'll pop up though.
the fans can imagine.
It's somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, we can both do like.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
making
yeah.
sure.
It's here on my
Another way,
screen.
Dylan.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Little circled. But yes. Would you like to introduce yourself? We do like a little check-in and whatnot, so you can start with check-in.
Okay, perfect. I am Cassandra, and I worked with these two lovely, lovely, wonderful individuals when we all went to UCSD together at the co-op. Super beautiful experience, definitely the highlight of my college. And for my check-in, I am doing good today. I did a hot yoga class and I did not pass out,
Hmm.
and I'm very proud of that. Hand squeeze to Dylan.
TY. All right. Let's see. I am Dylan for new fans and returning fans that might have forgotten. Let's see. Since last week, nothing really much happened since like from Tuesday to Friday. The weekend was like not quite overbearingly social, but almost to the point of that. I don't know. I'm like naturally reclusive, so I don't know, it was like all day Saturday. We went for a hike with somebody, and then we had lunch, which was like good. It was good. We went to Penasquitos, I believe it's called, or like Los Penasquitos Trail, whatever.
Oh yeah, the canyon.
Cute little waterfall. There was a dog that, like, as soon as it got to the waterfall, immediately jumped in it and just like sat down and submerged into the water. Smart dog, smart dog. Um, what did I do after that? Then went to go see Us with some other friends. It was good. I enjoyed it. I would say not as spooky as I thought it was gonna be, but I wasn't really there to be like spooked, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a really terrible, like, I don't know. So at the end of the movie, me and my friends were all just sitting in the back row, you know, just like, I wonder, digesting what happened and whatnot. And then these two girls in front of us, in the row in front of us, immediately turn around and they're just like, so I didn't really get it. Could you like explain it to me? And it was just like, is it like my duty to explain this film to you? I just watched the same thing right now. Like I have the same questions. So that was fun. Sunday brunch was good. Then did laundry, and then Monday. So the real so some workspace. I had told my supervisor, I guess like a couple weeks ago, that I was planning on quitting, and she was just like, "Oh, okay, well, just like send them the 2 weeks when you're gonna do it." I was like, "Great, good stuff." I show up to kid's place. I showed up to the last kid's place yesterday, and she's there, and like we're going for a walk, and her and dad are like lagging behind, and me and kid are ahead. So I'm kind of hearing their conversation, but not really. And so at the end, I asked dad, I was like, "So what are you two talking about?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, she just sent in her 2 weeks, and she's like quitting." And I was like, "Golly, wow, that's spicy. I guess she beat me to it."
So
Um,
this is your boss?
she's cool though. She's the one I enjoy, so that's like unfortunate, but it was spicy. I don't know. And I think that's about that's about it. Kayla.
Yeah, so I just like finished eating this bowl of food. So now you don't have to hear me eat anymore. But I think my past week has been okay. What did I do? Just work. Living the grandma life. I'm living with my grandma again. It is going all right. I shelled out the money for a rock climbing membership. Because in the past, I was just trying to date a bunch of people who had rock climbing memberships that could get me in for free.
Wow.
But the system is smarter than me, and you can only get in like once every 30 days at one gym. and there's like 4 different gyms. So I would like try to go like to a different gym every week with different people. But like it's just too tiring to like coordinate these like techies to somehow meet up with me once a week to go rock climbing. So now that I don't have to pay rent and I'm living with my grandma, I was like, I'll just pay for it myself. So yeah, I'm about to get really ripped. Not really, just have callus on my hands essentially. But yeah, that's pretty much the most exciting thing that happened to me this week. Oh, and then my friend, I got a job at the place I work at, and he started working with us yesterday, which is kind of weird. Or not weird, it's just kind of, yeah, it's kind of weird because I never really saw him every day. And now he sits like a few feet away from me every single day. But I think it'll be fun. Yeah.
You know, a good opportunity to talk shit, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a slippery slope because the people in the office don't really know me outside of like my work persona. But now that he's here, I'm like, dude, Saturday's 420. Like, what are we gonna do? Which is kind of like, I hope no one outside our office hears this, but yeah. I think it'll be good.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anyway, topics. Global topics or topics?
I had one. It was one for the global category. It was, let's see. I saw something, not saw something, heard something on NPR, wonderful NPR driving to work, and it was about how big data, like mining corps and things like that, Facebooks and Instagram, well, Facebook and Instagram are the same, you know, owner.
Yeah.
But, you know, things like that. They're selectively targeting people for advertisements based off of like their demographics and like all their data that they input in the personal info and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It was just an interesting idea that, you know, well, I guess the whole idea that we're not all seeing the same advertisements and whatnot, and then what, like, how do you decide who's going to see what, and how do you decide if that's like wrong to show some people things?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. It was just an interesting one. How do you feel about, well, I guess it's more of a, I don't know. Never mind.
What?
Oh, that's maybe it's not that spicy.
I think it's kind of spicy.
It's kind
like
of spicy.
On Facebook, you can go to like in your settings and you can check. They put you in all these categories for like what kind of ads you want to see. So you can go into your account and check. And I've like looked at mine and it's like, oh, like it says like liberal and like whatever and like things you're interested in. Yeah. You can remove them too if you don't think they apply or whatever.
Yeah, I did that a long time ago. And then I made a new account because it creeped me out. They had like too much information on me. So I made a new Facebook, and the only information I have on there is that I was born in 1994. And so all these ads I get are for shirts that say like I was born in 1994.
That targeted 90s kid.
Yeah.
So
So that's
pretty
funny
good.
way.
Yeah. And it's weird. Targeted ads are so weird. I get all these like, I don't know if I'm just like friends with Israeli people, but sometimes I get ads for like Birthright.
Me too. I
like,
did too.
Yeah.
Israel.
Yeah, which is like a trip where they take people who are like Jewish or from Israel or like Israeli lineage and they like give you a free trip to Israel.
Oh.
It's kind of like propaganda filled though, you know, like pro-Israel stuff. But it's like a free trip with like people your age to have a good time.
So like a spring break,
Yeah.
masked as political propaganda being shoved in the brain.
Kind of, yeah.
I don't
Actually, my coworker might go this summer, which is funny because she's like 26. I think there's like an age cap on it. Like you 30s, like the latest you can go.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
I wonder how do they know that you're like Jewish or Israeli though? Like, could I go? How do
Yeah,
I
there's a
prove
lot
to
of
them?
questions there.
Maybe they want a 23andMe printed out, and it just has a pie graph.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Um,
Wait, is that your global topic?
yeah, that was the only one I had that was.
Okay, I have a global topic.
Hey,
Okay, the Notre Dame got lit on fire.
Yeah.
that's right.
How do you all feel about that?
Hmm. I mean, personally, I don't like. I'm saddened by the destruction of things that could possibly never be replaced and probably will never be replaced.
Hmm.
But the whole thing itself doesn't really have an emotional significance to me. And then there's a lot of interesting parodies drawn with it and all the black churches that have been burned and get like no coverage, and then there's all these other kinds of religious sites being burned and they get no coverage.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
still think it's awful and whatnot, but not for me.
Totally. I've been there. I went when I was a kid,
Oh,
so
cool.
I remember it. And I was sad, but I kind of hear more what Dylan's saying. Like, there's just so much destruction, especially of religious sites nowadays. It is a little weird. The amount of fanfare that one specific incident, especially because most of it is actually okay. A couple,
Yeah, true.
it's pretty much fine. I think the roof fell, a couple of the windows fell, but for the most part, it is preserved.
What?
Is that good news?
Yeah, I think I read that today too. That just like the roof got burned off, but
Oh.
everything else is pretty much okay. And that it was like under construction anyway. Like they
Yeah.
were doing restoration to it, like, and then it burned somehow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I forgot that you have to restore these really old things all the
Yeah.
time.
It's almost been
Fun
destroyed
fact,
a
I
bunch of
went to London and I wanted to see the Big Ben, that clock thing. But it was like under restoration. So it was just like covered by like a piece of tarp.
times.
And I was like, damn, not a good time. But yeah, I agree. There's like, I feel like there's a bunch of like mosques that people have like attacked recently that no one is really
Uh-huh.
caring about.
Hmm.
Yeah, no,
Or like,
definitely.
yeah, so I don't know. I do think it's sad when historical things that can't be rebuilt get damaged, but also it seems like this is being restored anyway.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay. Um,
I
so
saw
I don't know. I'm not too sad about it.
what you call it. I saw an interesting parallel that was drawn to it, and it was saying something about this is a what was it was kind of a stretch, kind of a stretch Armstrong, but it was like this is what the
Stretch
destruction this is what the destruction of habitat looks like and like a humanity like scale instead of like the environment that animals like occupy. This is like destruction that will never be gained that like is human oriented. And I was just wondering like why do people think that way? Like that's an interesting like it's like a stretch, but like also the world is much more important than all the art in here, you know?
Wait, I'm confused. Can you
I'm a
like
little confused
explain
too.
that
It's like
again?
so you know how like let's say you lose a rainforest, never get it back. You lose these paintings, never get them back. It's like instead of the world being lost, it's like parts of humanity being lost.
Oh.
That is kind of a weird take.
I don't know where I saw it, but it just made me think like what a stretch. But I guess like
Yeah,
in a
kinda.
sense, kind of.
I feel like it's a stretch. It's kind of like so human centric. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's lots of things in nature that can never be like rebuilt or like recreated. Once we destroy them, we just don't know because we never pay attention to it. I don't know. Yeah, kind of a stretch.
Yeah. A little bit. A little weird too.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird angle.
I think it was some kind of Twitter thing, but Twitter is a pretty weird place.
Twitter is weird. I spend too much time scrolling. It's mysteries.
It's like I was never really a Tumblr person, but is Twitter kind of like Tumblr in a sense?
Tumblr.
I feel like it's a different vibe. I don't know.
Different
But
vibe.
also, it's like personal to how you use it, like who you follow and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. What's your Twitter feed like? What's the Twitter feeds like?
Mm. Well, do you mean like my online Sona and like what that like garners or
No,
like
like what do you see when you're scrolling like a news feed or whatever? Because like I see mainly just like angry political things and then memes.
Oh, mine is all jokes.
oh
I only follow jokes.
Mm,
Joke.
it's a positive time.
Yeah.
I
Love the
see.
jokes.
I guess I see a mix of like random personal things, the usual cries into the void and whatnot. And then I guess I see some political things, and then I see just some random things that make no sense and whatnot that are welcome in the feed in the sense of it's oh this is like an interesting new thing I've never seen. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really follow a lot of like accounts that aren't people that I know, so my flow of like meme humor is restricted to all the people that I know that consume that, which is not as many as I would imagine.
Mm,
Mm.
that's interesting. Yeah, on Tumblr, it was mainly, well, I guess I used it when I was like mostly in middle school and in high school, but it was mainly just like fan art and
Yeah.
like all the fandom kind of stuff.
It's a lot more like clicky too. Like people get into these groups and they have like their fandoms and their friends and stuff, and they kind of like reblog from each other. But Twitter's more like everybody has their own thing and they're just saying things whether other people are going to interact with it or not. I
Yeah.
guess.
Oh, okay, I guess I see what you mean. It's like more of a steady flow of to and fro between people instead of like here's a tweet, it might skyrocket or it might just, sit here and be
Yeah.
like,
Just
oh,
throw it
okay.
into the void.
Yeah.
What you call it? Twint? Tumblr's been around for that long.
Yeah, I had it since like middle school, I think.
Oh.
I don't know if any, I know only like two people that still use it though. One of them is Samira, I must say.
Mhm.
Follow
She
her.
has like she has a few successful blogs that are like Neopet oriented.
Oh my god, I love that.
Iconic.
That's iconic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever made one.
Hmm.
I think you
Well, now
did.
there's no
I don't remember
porn.
following you, and you
I
never
think,
use it.
I
You just
think I
like
made
never
one
got
and then
into it.
No, I remember you did make one.
that's
I think
really
you
Yeah.
made one in college at some point in time. Because I remember
Yeah.
us talking about like, oh, how do you use this? And then you just never used it.
I super
uh,
remember that. I remember being like, Dylan's on Tumblr, and I followed you, and then you just never posted.
I guess Twitter's more my genre. I hardly use any of the other ones these days.
Me too. I just got attached to it, and that's my thing. Yelling into the void.
Does anyone use Snapchat anymore?
No,
Really,
I
Yeah.
have it, but I
I
never use it.
feel, I feel like it did so well for so long, and then it kind of just like hit a wall. I don't know
Yeah.
what the wall would be, but it was around for way longer than I thought it would be just for a 10-second video like service and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
I keep it just because I have like the memories saved that have a bunch of photos in it.
Mm,
Oh
But
yeah.
like, yeah, it goes back so far, like, and it's weird. I
I
guess
do
people just
remember.
use Instagram now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, they have the story and like the top like thing and whatnot. True, true.
Yeah.
I do remember what made me not like, or what made me stop using Snapchat. There was when they started having the articles where you like sweep to the side and there's like randomly news articles or like random other articles and things. One of
Yeah.
them was like a survey and it was who would you rather slap, Chris Brown or Rihanna? And it was just
Oh, I
wow,
remember
Excuse
that.
me?
what is this? What
They did
is
kind of
this?
decline after that. I think
Was that a
Rihanna-
scandal?
Yeah, it was a scandal. I kind of remember that. And then they issued like a very like lukewarm apology, and then people kind of just stopped using it.
God damn. It
They
was
did-
just
Oh yeah, because
Another
Rihanna
flip.
was like asking people to uninstall, right?
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
And
'cause come on.
then they did that weird geolocation feature, which was entirely too strange to me. Like where it's like you have your little Snapmoji person, and then there's like a map, and it's like you're here, and your friends are like in other places around you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do y'all use Find Your Friends?
You know?
I do not. But people use that. It's like on iPhone, where like you can have certain friends know your location at all times.
Oh yeah. That
Do you
seems
use
weird
it?
to me too. I haven't used it, but I know about it.
There was a spicy case where I had a friend that was using it, and then their significant other hacked into their like iCloud, and then you used it to like track them, and it was very, very gross. It was not a good time.
Wait, that's someone you know in real life did that?
Yes,
Oh my god.
Yike.
it was wacky.
That's
Um,
wacky.
but what you call it? I remember. Okay, wait. I had a topic that was good. Not that this last topic wasn't good. I'm sorry that insinuated that this is. Sorry. That
You
is
know what?
not.
This is a good segue because I actually have to head out. I have a Spanish class, but thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming.
Good to see you again, Kayla and
Yeah,
Dylan.
good to see you. Or
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah.
I guess it's true. The good
Talk
boss.
to you
The good
soon.
boss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
talk to you
it's
soon. Enjoy the Spanish.
Thank you. All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, and so wow, look at that.
Wow.
I don't know if that shows up on the recording, but it was a nice goodbye, friends. Farewell.
Yeah. Farewell.
What you call it? So I have.
Topics.
Oh, what?
No, I was just saying topics.
Mhm. I was gonna segue into queer cartoons. I only really know of Steven Universe. What does AT stand for?
Adventure Time.
Adventure Time. Because I guess Marceline and Princess Bubblegum. And then there was one other one, another anime that I watched recently. But
Is it
because
the
Steven
skating
Universe.
one? The ice skating? Yuri on Ice?
That's a good one too. But what you call it? Because Steven Universe recently ended, and it just made me think of the idea of
Did
queer.
you watch the ending?
I didn't like watch this. I didn't watch it per se, but I watched a synopsis of everything and whatnot.
You watched someone else review it?
Yeah. Because I don't know, I really dislike the format of the show. I wish it was just here's the plot progressing instead of here's the plot, let's go here, and then come back to the plot, and then I don't
So
know.
you don't like how it jumps around, like how there's fillers?
Not for me. I like the plot of it though, like the overall plot. I think it was
Did
fairly
you watch Naruto?
not very much after it got off like Toonami or whatever the Cartoon Network block was.
I feel like a lot of those like long ass animes have hella fillers too.
Yeah, definitely. Bleach had a fucking lot of them.
Yeah. Anyway, queer cartoons.
Are there other ones? I'm sure there's tons of other ones that I'm missing, but like I was thinking more like ones that are on like mainstream quote television, like Cartoon Network or things like that.
Yeah, I don't think so. They might have like maybe a couple gays holding hands in the background once in a while.
Like Korra and Asami in the Legend of Korra.
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot about those two. Are they actually gay together, or are they just gal pals?
I didn't really feel a romantic connection, but
I just thought it was hard to believe that this whole 2 seasons of them knowing each other, there was no indication of like romantic attraction until like the last episode. Like, okay.
I don't even know if they waffled. I think they just did the regular, class. I guess not that one is better
Well,
than
that's a topic. does the waffle really mean true love?
I think this is like
That's it.
this is the real deal, right?
So
Because
if
this
you
is like I'm
don't
gonna help you
waffle,
up, or I'm gonna help you cross the street, or I'm gonna like help you do something. So this is like we're connected, you know.
what does it mean when when a couple doesn't waffle?
I'm trying to think of instances where I didn't waffle.
What if your hands are just gross and sweaty and you don't want to do this?
Okay, okay. I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair.
Honestly, at that point, just don't touch hands then.
That's true. That's so funny. Anywho, I guess okay. Would you qualify Steven Universe as a queer cartoon? I would.
Yes.
Say,
Definitely yes. I wrote an essay about this in college.
ah,
I had
so,
this writing class and we had to analyze like a TV show. And I analyzed Steven Universe, which
you're
is
right.
stupid. Yeah, you're writing.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Everybody hated me. They were just like, what the fuck is she talking about? And I was like, these aliens are gay.
Yeah, except for well, I guess pink, not pink, well, pink diamond slash rose quartz. I guess she is maybe not entirely gay, but yeah, by and large, all of them that I know of that I saw were like in same sex relationships. I don't know, like they project. Well, I guess I don't know if the gems have a sex, but they do project a gender and whatnot.
Well, they're all like female.
Yeah, I don't know how gem bits work, but I guess that's not the point of the show to be interpreted that way.
I feel like by like by the by excluding men in your race of aliens, for love to exist means it must be lesbian love.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Because I guess what was it? Pearl. Yeah, Pearl hardcore loved Pink Diamond and didn't work
And then
out.
Rudy and Sapphire are legitimately a couple. They got married.
Oh, that's right. The last episode they have a wedding or something.
Yeah.
That's
And then
cute.
Peridot and what's that? Lapis live together in
I
like a couple.
really enjoyed the idea of them living together. I don't really know why, but it was just like, they're out here doing their own thing. They might not be romantically engaged, but they're still having like a functional, good living platonic relationship.
I like that too. I like the idea of just like living on a farm with a friend.
It doesn't have to be your one and only. It could just be like, hey, we're out here. We got a pumpkin dog.
I had a dream that a goat was like licking my mouth or licking my hand. Like my hand was like fully inside the goat's mouth. And I don't know what that means.
I guess like, um, maybe you were drooling on it a little bit. I don't know.
Maybe I
That
was like
that does remind me. Hans told me last night randomly. He told me for the past 3 nights. I don't know if I did this past night, but as of last night, he told me for the past 3 nights I had been making a random like weird sound while I was sleeping, and he said it sounded like a cat licking itself. And he said while it was happening, he said it happened for like 30 or something seconds until he finally would like do something to make me stop.
what
But
did
I
he
guess like when
do?
he did, he just like banged on the wall really hard and that like made me stop. But I don't remember that happening, so I don't think it woke me up. But what do you think I'm doing, I wonder? Because he also tells me I do random things while I sleep.
Maybe
Like
you're just like moving your mouth
that's what I was kind of thinking.
like that girl from Dating Around.
Oh my god. Savoring the food.
You have to
Savor it.
taste it with your mouth.
Really,
What's that
really
mouth do?
what you call it. But then I also enjoy that, they do have the back to the
Oh
wonderful
yeah.
I also enjoy that there are heterosexual relationships as well. Well, I guess Steven and Connie aren't like officially together, but
Mm.
I feel like it doesn't leave much to the imagination. Not in a sexual context used, but not to, but like for the viewers that might have viewed it that way. Not to imply these kids are bumping the uglies, but they certainly have a more than platonic
Yeah,
Interesting.
relationship.
Yeah. And then there's Steven's dad. He had a wonderful. And then I don't really know. So how did
Sadie and Lars.
I forgot about that?
That's a
I
hetero
forgot
relationship.
Lars's character, but I did like Sadie. Do they ever have a thing? Do they get together?
At the end,
They
when
get
he
to-
comes back to Earth, they're like, ah, I shouldn't have treated you so poorly.
Oh my god.
And then Sadie's like, Lars, you're pink, and you love me back now.
I forgot. That's right. He's pink and his hair does the thing, the
Well,
portal
he
thing.
needed to like live on another planet to grow the fuck up.
I really dislike the Misfit Gems. Not all of them. I just dislike the Sapphire one that would just tell you the future as it was happening, and it was just like, oh my god, this is so annoying.
I liked most of them, but yeah, that one was kind of.
um,
But what about queer cartoons?
do you think there will be more of them? Because as
I
eras
feel like there
end,
will be.
Hmm?
There must be.
I would only hope so.
The queer is on the come up.
And I wonder why you've been seeing like an insurgence of them. Granted, I guess two isn't like a super big amount, but it's more than used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on like a mainstream network.
I think especially within like the artsy community, like the queer artists, and then the art. I don't know. I feel like there's overlap in this realm, you know. And I also feel like a lot of these mainstream like Cartoon Networks, they only benefit from inclusivity, right?
Yeah, that's it. For the most part, they don't really. Well, I guess aside from like a snide, like dirty joke and whatnot, every now and then, I guess yeah, they usually don't really address it much, or they just like turn the other way. So it is cool that there's things.
Well, I think it's also cool that like I don't know. I haven't really seen too many like queer cartoons, but at least in Steven Universe, I feel like a lot of the relationships, if whether like hetero or homo, are like just portrayed as normal. You know, like there's not like a question of like, oh, you have lesbian alien moms. Like it's not it's not like weird or anything, or there's like no like in this world there's no homophobia.
That's
To an
true.
extent.
It's never really like addressed or even mentioned. It's just like a
Yeah.
normal. It's true.
Because I feel like sometimes like I don't know what show, like some like sitcom kind of shows, like I don't know if you watched like Seventh Heaven growing up.
Familiar, kind of, but I did not watch it.
Or like I don't know, just shows like that. Or like what's that show? Secret Life of the American Teenager.
I
Just
think I watched a
shows
couple
like
of those.
that on like ABC Family where it would be like some like drama, and then there might be like some gay character, but like the whole point of the gay character is that they're gay.
True.
You
To
know?
fill like the quota. We have the gay character here.
Yeah, and like their whole personality is based around like their problems in being gay. Whereas I feel like it's nice to just have characters that are gay that just kind of exist because gay people exist in the world. Just like, and sometimes don't have big issues. Like, I don't know.
We are
Yeah.
real and our identity is not tied solely to it, and we have problems that exist outside of it.
Yeah, I guess that's the case with like any minority within mainstream media, right? It's like
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I'm trying to imagine other ones. Because I feel like we get a good amount. Well, do we have a lot of like colored people on TV, like in cartoon form?
Maybe not.
I can't really think of a lot. But I don't really see a lot of cartoons these days, so I
That
could
is
just be
true.
missing out on a whole market of things.
I'm not up to date with the children's television nowadays, mainly because I don't have cable.
Yeah, I don't have cable in
Which
age.
is true of, I feel like, a lot of. I wonder about kids nowadays. Like, do they actually watch television with like commercials and all that stuff, or do their parents just have like Netflix and they only watch like what's on Netflix? Or
One
like,
of my
how are they seeing this media and how do they know about it?
one of my kid or two of my kids that I've seen watch TV, they just I think their parents have it like recorded off of some kind of like direct TV or something like that, and then they play that for them. Or one of my other parents has like not like a Fire Stick, but like a similar kind of thing, and it has a selection of just like pre-approved things and whatnot. So I guess they don't really maybe they don't do commercials, and it's just like all just kind of like consume next, consume next, consume next, which is a weird format of consuming media, I guess.
Yeah. I guess I do that as well.
Yeah, it's true. I'm guilty of the Netflix binge and
Yeah.
whatnot, but I didn't used to do that, and I wonder what it would be like now that that's maybe the popular way to consume media.
Yeah. Hmm. I did watch a massive amount of television as a kid, though.
Oh,
Like, I
sure.
was. My mom, I would like sit in front of the TV and like watch Disney Channel for like hours.
There were some bangers on there.
Yeah. But I don't. I think that changed when I like learned about anime, and then I would just like read a bunch of manga all the time.
I never got to the manga stage that much. I think I bought one Shonen Jump magazine. There had like a bunch of different manga, like the weekly issues from a bunch of different ones.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. And then I think I bought a couple Naruto Shippuden like manga things, maybe
Mm-hmm.
each. And then I never bought more after that. I don't know what it was. I enjoyed the idea of reading in a different fashion from as opposed to like left to right, right to left. That was like a really fun part. But I wonder if that's a barrier for some people. Or I wonder
That's
what
true. I do wonder. I feel like graphic novels could be a barrier for some people in terms of reading. It's because it's not very straightforward on how to read each page because they're all different. The layout.
every cut is like the same. Here's a square, here's a square, here's a square. It could be a whole page, it could be a slice of the page.
Yeah.
They want it to be. Ugh, jeez. Um,
You okay?
yeah, no, my notepad fell over, and I just did what I was trying to figure out how much effort I wanted to expend to pick it up.
Anyway, what's the wrap on queer cartoons? I would
Um,
say good stuff. We need more about more just queer people, more all types of people in general in media, and sure, more queer cartoons, or at least cartoons with queer people in them, acting like more than just stereotypical gays, I guess.
oh my god, bitch, work. The good kind of.
Work, yes, honey, mama.
Oh my god, some good old clicks and pops and snaps, some death drops maybe. I don't know. I've
Okay,
never done a
wait.
death drop, but it
This is
sounds.
probably isolating to some of our viewers, but did you watch the episode of RuPaul's Drag Race with Alyssa Edwards on it as like a guest coach? I think it was like last week's.
Yeah,
How do you feel, spoiler alert, about Raja going home?
I felt fine about it. I didn't really care much for her as a contestant.
I just thought she was so annoying the whole episode. Because she
Well,
was like
I
talking shit and then she was like turning out trash. And I was like, you can't talk shit and be like, oh, someone just went home. Let's not even read that message. And then be like, oh, like Plastique is getting sympathy because like her family was mean, but like what about her drag? And then it's like your outfits look like shit anyway. Like you can't be talking shit when you're serving like shit on a plate too.
True. The tea can't call the kettle black.
Exactly.
Um, I recall the. Did you see the Untucked for that episode as well?
Oh no, I didn't.
Oh, it was a very drama-filled one. You're missing out.
Okay, maybe I should watch the Untucks.
Not all of them have been good, but this week's episode was very good. There were two fights, and they were both pretty good caliber. And there was some other like shit talking. There were two fights, and there was a lot of shit talking, but a lot of it involved Raja and Plastique. They had a well, no, I guess it was like Evie and Silky, and then Raja and Plastique, and then Evie and Vanjie randomly. But it was like a good time. But I definitely understand some of Raja's like annoyance because literally Plastique has fucking worn a corset what 7 times in a row, and it's
Okay,
just
that's
it's
true.
so beautiful though, and it's so good. And it's just like, well, some of these other queens are being judged to a higher caliber, in my opinion.
That's true. I guess Vanjie also has been getting shit on for wearing the same silhouette, but Plastique has done it every single week.
Exactly. She even wore the same boots twice. I guess Michelle commented on it once, but like, I'm pretty sure the stone tights she wears too have been like the same fucking stone tights at least for 3 different looks. And just like, well, good for you though, I guess. Looking good makes things easier.
Yeah, true. In life, looking hot makes things easier.
That's true. It's true.
I was talking to my boss because I had to like interview some candidates for some open positions we had, and I was like, you know, it's tough to know like how to ask questions in a way that make it fair to like all candidates, you know, because if you accidentally like slip up. If like someone's interviewing you and you slip up, like the whole interview can go bad because you're just like nervous, and then that person starts being hard on you. And my boss said the way to make it like the most fair is that you ask everybody the same questions in the same order. Apparently, there was like a study about it.
Like if there's 3 people, you just always go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you kind of just have the same questions lined up and make sure you ask them in the same order.
Oh wait, is this not like in a group interview? This is like in a mass, like one person.
No, like in a one-on-one.
Oh.
Like one-on-one versus like another one-on-one. Like how do you make it so they're fair to each person?
Okay. Ask them the same questions in the same order. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Is that not how it normally works?
No, I just go in there and I say whatever I want. It's like a one-on-one. I get a resume. I'm just like, hey, what's up? Like, tell me about yourself.
I feel it.
But also, I feel like my opinion doesn't really matter. Like,
well,
I'm
it
just
must
like,
if they're asking you to do it.
I feel like it matters a little. Like, if I really see a red flag, then it's bad. But other than that, I'm usually like, they seem like they can do the job.
I guess if that's what they're looking for, honestly. Like, you're looking for somebody to do the job, they could do it. What else do you need?
A sparkling personality and great teeth.
Oh god. I get flashbacks to some of the food coop interviews and how like wonderfully professional they were. So good. Some of them were so good.
I remember too, I interviewed for like G-Store, and some of the people in my group interview were like so dressed up, and I was like, man, these people think, not that like working at a co-op isn't a real job, but like some of these people really be like, wow.
You were really putting on that button up and that tie and that jacket and those slacks and those dress shoes. I saw a couple of those over my interviews there, and I don't know if we ever really gave them, because it's also, I feel like as much as it's probably not good to do the co-ops, well, I can't speak for all of them, but for the general store I definitely felt like, you know, you gotta have the vibe. You
Oh, the hipster vibe.
could have the good, resume and whatnot, but if you don't feel it, and I don't think fully dressed up is the co-op vibe.
Yeah. I was also talking to my boss about that, and she was like, yeah, honestly, it's just all a popularity contest. And I was like, that's great to know coming from like a 30-something-year-old who's like been working that it never stops being a popularity contest to some extent. Because like I think at some point like you're qualified and then it's like who cares if you're qualified if someone doesn't like you, you're kind of fucked.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you got to make the good first impression. And then what is the quote? Something, something. People may forget what you said. People may forget what you did, but they'll never forget the way you make them feel. Or something like that.
Yeah. Something, yeah. They'll forget what you said, but they won't forget how you made them feel.
So
Yeah.
fucking bomb the interview, but be charismatic.
Honestly, yeah. Just charm them. If you just charm them and then you don't get caught not doing your job, who cares?
It's flesh
I have
and
a
blood.
friend who told me he just watches YouTube at work.
Oh my god.
And he makes like 3 times as much as I do.
That sounds me. What you call it? Not to name names. Let's see. Very tall fellow, very short woman.
Okay, yes. I get it.
Okay, cool.
Message is
Very
read.
tall fellow. He was unemployed for like two something, not maybe not 2 years, but like definitely a year or something, I believe it was, at least. And then now he's like out in the East Coast working some tech job, making like 3 figures or some shit. And I'm just like, good. I don't know, it's annoying. But good for him, of course, but like, grr.
Wait, very tall person.
White. They're both white.
Okay, now I got you. Because there's
Mm,
another tall and short-ish
I guess that's true.
combo.
I guess that is a thing. But
Wait, are they not together?
no, they are.
Oh,
I understand.
interesting. Okay. Could you do the long distance personally?
I wouldn't be down, I don't think. But
In any circumstance?
I don't
Really,
know.
also,
Like,
what is long distance? Like 2 hours? Is that long distance?
I wouldn't say. I would say it has to be like the amount of distance would you'd have to think like, do I really want to do this? And then it's like long distance. I feel like driving 2 hours to see somebody is like, it's kind of annoying, but it's not like a deal breaker. But like driving to the Bay Area from here, I wouldn't be interested. Like I could drive to LA way easily. Or, I don't know. So maybe it's like an hour distance. Maybe it's like a.
I would say 2 hours max. Like, I don't want to have to spend a whole day just to get to you.
True. Because then what am I gonna do once I'm there? I'm gonna have to go back.
Yeah. Like, if I can't visit you easily on a weekend, what are we doing here?
The good old GIF of what is it? Yeah, the dude, the tattoo dude.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
That reminds me of, like, I miss that meme that was like, why you always lying?
mm,
Where he was like, it's that guy, and he's like crouching on a toilet, and he like with one leg on a toilet, and he's like, "Why you always lying?" Always lying. I miss that meme.
I do remember this. Oh man.
That was like one of my favorite memes.
Why are you always lying? Let me get the visual refresher.
Yeah.
Oh my god, an icon.
Honestly, an icon.
Why are you always lying? I really don't know, sometimes I just be lying.
Hmm. Do you see in your future marriage Like, do you think of that as something to happen before, like, you're 30 or, like, before you're
Oh,
40 or something?
not before 30, definitely not. Maybe 40. Maybe. I do have, one of those gaudy like pacts you make in high school with your best gal pal. And it's like, I'm gay and if I don't have a husband by whatever, I'll marry you. So like, maybe if she doesn't have a husband or partner by then, I'd be down because she's pretty cool. If she was still down, of course. But
I think, yeah, if I'm not married by, like, 40 or something, I feel like I would be down to just, like, buy a house and live in it with my friend
it's
and
really
just,
just
like, get a goat.
the financial aspect of it. I feel like is the only reason I would do it because it's like it's just a fancy piece of paper that says you're in a relationship. Like I don't know. But you get tax stuff, I think. You get like
Well, I
other
guess it's like
stuff.
if I die, I need someone to, like, it'd be nice
Fix the
to have
stuff.
someone who can come in the room.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
No next of kin.
Yeah.
Um, maybe like, but then the idea of being shackled to somebody for a long amount of time is like kind of terrifying. Not terrifying, but like, like it just doesn't
Isn't
really.
it kind of comforting, though?
Maybe. I feel like they had to be really interesting because I'd just get bored. Or like,
Hmm. I feel like you don't desire, like you don't, I feel like you don't need affection all of the time. Like, do you
no,
ever ache for affection?
I would say no. I don't really think I do. I'm not a very affectionate person. Well, maybe not. That's not true. I like attention. Attention's fun, but like I would say affection's not really super necessary for me.
Hmm.
But I guess that just means I'm vain a little bit. Which I guess
Why is that?
Libras
Does
are
that make
vain.
you mean?
But like as far as what I want my partner to like text me every day, like I wouldn't really care if they did. I would want them to text me at least like once a day maybe, or like once every so often, but like it doesn't have to be like a constant correspondence.
Hmm.
Well, I guess that brings up like the language of love, or like different languages of love and whatnot.
Yes. What are your love languages? Have you taken the quiz?
I took it a long time ago. I don't remember. Let's see. Is it? I feel like it was kind of short.
It's kind of, well, at
Uh,
least the one I took, it was like 50 questions.
oh, just learn the five languages of love. I think I remember if I saw.
It's
Well,
like
actually, not
words
like
of
I know what I know
affirmation.
that I want to know words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, or physical touch. Are those the five ones we're looking for?
Hmm. Those are the
Uh,
ones.
Um, let's see. Can I get? Fuck no, I don't care about this advertisement. Get off me. No, my marriage is happy enough. Okay, let's see. Let me go down. Jesus, this website is really just it's at me. I just want the list. I just want the list. Sorry,
I think my top ones were quality time and acts of service. Because I like it when people like do things for me or like know that I want help doing things without asking.
let's see. Words of affirmation. I don't really. That one's
I
okay.
thought I didn't need words of affirmation, and then I was hooking up with someone, and they were saying a lot of nice things to me, and I was like, wow, this is very nice.
Let's see. Acts of service. See, what would no? I guess quality time is what I would say. I think mine would be because like what would be one of my favorite ways? Like watching something that I really enjoy, or like showing somebody something that I really enjoy is probably
Mhm.
like my favorite way to express affection and whatnot. Or like if somebody showed me something they really like that I had never seen, that's
Mhm.
probably my favorite way. So I guess that'd be quality time. Physical touch. Honestly, physical touch really weirds me out in like a non-sexual context, but I think that's just because men are like not sheltered, we're
Like,
conditioned.
no, bro, don't touch me.
Yeah,
No
it's got like
homo.
competitive sports kind of touch, or it's no kind of touch at all, or like a sexual kind of touch.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think physical touch should be a little weird. Receiving gifts, I don't really do well with giving gifts, so I couldn't really say receiving gifts would be mine.
Yeah. I just don't like having a lot of stuff to begin with. Like, I feel like I accumulate so much junk somehow, and I want to just throw it all away, but I feel like that's also wasteful. But I just don't know what to do with all this stuff. We have so much stuff in life.
I'm trying to think, could I fit everything I own now in the back of my car? Definitely not. Well, okay, what do you count furniture as like stuff? Because if I
No, I
sleep
feel like
bed
just like
frame
little
and
bits and bobs.
mm,
Like I just accumulate them somehow, and I don't know why. But then I like feel bad throwing them away because I know they're gonna go into like a landfill, and I'm like, maybe this could be useful,
I'm like
but
sorting
really I don't want.
them. Yeah, I have a lot of random things that it's like I don't really know how I got this. Like a lot of random necklaces for some reason, a lot of random bottles, like disposable water bottles, and it's just like, oh, I don't want to throw this away because true, it'll just landfill. I don't know. Is that like a? Do I give them to a thrift store or something? But then maybe they wouldn't want my stuff. Maybe it's shitty.
I feel like I just donate things and then I let them decide. Like
Mm.
they'll decide when they sort through it.
I saw for some reason this reminds me. I have a shit ton of these, order weed, get it delivered bags.
Oh yeah.
And you know that like plastic, it's like you put a piece of plastic in and you pull it through and it like shreds it into like a bunch of
Hmm.
different like strands and whatnot. I want to get a bunch of, or I want to get one of those, and then I want to like shred all of my bags because I have no idea what to do with them. And then I saw this thing where somebody wove a bunch of like bags together into a mat, and it was like a sleeping mat. And I feel like that'd be pretty nifty. Because otherwise, they just sit in the corner of my room, and I don't want to throw them away because it feels god awful to throw these away.
Hmm.
I just know these are not going to decompose well.
Yeah.
And
No,
same
that'd be
with my
cool.
lighters too. I'm trying to figure out how to repurpose all the empty ones, but I don't know.
Just put them in an empty Carlo bottle and make it a decoration.
My lighters, not my cigarette buttons. What a
No, but
mess.
if you put the lighters in, it'll be a piece of art
A before and after. I should
that
just
won't like smell, that you could put on like a mantle.
I should pour all the water out of my cooler into a Carlo Rossi jug. It's really nasty nowadays. We're approaching an hour. I do have a smasher pass.
I do have a smasher pass.
Ooh, all right, what's yours?
Okay, would you smash Brooklyn Heights out
Oh,
of drag?
out of drag.
Because
Okay.
Vanjie would.
I think, let me see. Brooklyn and, I get the feeling that he's tall, so like I'm not gonna put it past me. Let's see.
I'm gonna pass. His face is
Um,
just like kind of not for me. His face just doesn't do it for me.
I think I think I think no. I think no.
I would pass.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass too.
Why are
But
you
I
passing?
I
Is
don't
it
know
the
if he had like the
face?
beard, I'd probably be down.
Hmm. I don't think that would happen.
I'm seeing one right here where he has like a nice little facial haircut.
After little
I'm here.
shadow.
Yeah, like I'm here for that. That's a good time.
Hmm.
Okay, I don't remember his name. Let's see. You know, did you see Black Swan?
Yes.
Okay, you know the sleazy ballet director?
Yes. What's
Okay,
his name though?
I'm trying to remember his name. Ballet director from Black Swan movie actor. Thomas Leroy. Wait, no. Sorry. The actor's name is Vincent Castle. Vincentcassel.
Oh God, fuck, bro. I don't know. He looks kind of old now.
Yeah, I was not expecting.
Is that his wife? Holy shit. Oh, his
Ah,
20-year-old girlfriend? Wait, I'm confused. Whatever. Anyway, Black Swan. Would
yeah,
I
I guess him in
fucking
that.
Black Swan him?
Yeah, specifically that one, yeah. I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say yes too. Honestly, this like turtleneck attire is my shit.
I don't know what it is, but like, you know what though? I feel like he's gonna spit in my mouth.
I don't know if he'll spit in my mouth, but he might like, I don't know. He definitely might. He'll definitely make me feel like I'm not worthy, but like in a hot way.
Yeah, I feel like he would be like definitely. Well, see, I'm imagining he'd be like a very verbal dom.
Yeah, like he'll yell at me,
Yeah.
and I might be, and I'd probably be into it.
I think I could. I think I. Yeah, I think
But I
I.
think him now, no, thank you.
Not
Him
now.
and Black Swan, yes, please. He's 6'2"?
Whoa,
Excuse me?
daddy.
Yo, his wife is 22. He's
He's 50.
53.
Oh my god! Yikes. Well,
Yikes.
that's hot. That's not hot. That's interesting.
Would you marry someone who was like 50 right now? You right now?
No, that dude that's really into me is like 50. No, I could
So you
not.
wouldn't.
Maybe I could. I don't know.
What if they had like no kids and all that stuff? Like no baggage, it's just that they're 50.
Maybe, but that's such a gap. And then what if they're gonna die way before I die? I'll be a
Get their
widower.
shit. Sorry.
I'll be a
You don't need
widower.
their shit. Never mind. I was gonna say like you could inherit their house. You're next of kin.
It's true.
But also like I don't know. I feel like marrying for the assets is just such a long game. Like a long game that like I don't know I could play.
I don't think I'd be down for that long.
Yeah. But
Sorry.
yeah, we're at 106.
Alrighty. Let me find my Skype. Well, fans,
Here we
yeah.
did it again.
Let us know if you enjoyed the guest. If you're here by the end, fans, our good farewell message.
What's the code word that they should tweet at us if they're still here or comment below?
We out here.
We be out here. Comment the real ones know.
You'll win a thumbs up for me on the next episode. I'll call you out. Yeah, I'll call you out.
A
I'll
shout
shout you
out
out.
in the beginning of the episode.
Like you're a real one. Thumbs up. Um yeah, I suppose scheduled next guest appearance I think 2 weeks from now. So be on the lookout for that, loyal fans.
Yeah. Be out. We'll be out here.
We'll be out here. Till next
Okay.
time.
Peace.
Ooh.